It was the little things that caught Jungkook's attention. Every night before his wife slid under the covers, she had reached for the nightstand drawer. There would be the soft clink of a bottle, the rattle of pills. She always turned her back when swallowing them, like she didn't want him to see. Something was wrong with her nearly wed wife. At first, he didn't say anything. They barely knew each other. An arranged marriage forged between their families with polite dinners and polite conversation. But then, on the fourth night, he woke up at 3 a.m. to find her bed half empty. Wine was standing by the window, wrapped in her robe, staring out in the black skyline. The next night, she wasn't standing. She was curled up on the sofa, asleep in an awkward position, the blanket slipping to the floor, and always before sleep, those pills. She had dark circles even when she slept on time every night. It wasn't until the second week, when she accidentally left the bottle on the counter, then he saw the label clearly: sleeping pills, dosage 1 pill per night. But there were barely any left. He checked the refill date and realized she was taking 3, maybe 4 a night. Wasn't that basically a suicide? If she relies on 4 pills daily, it's only going to increase until she can't fall asleep anymore with a whole bottle either. And a human can't survive without sleeping. Sure, they were not close. It had only been 2 weeks they were together. Although they had meals together, slept in the same bed, and loved under the same roof, it was still new yet. They were married, weren't they? He had the right. That night, while she was in the shower, he picked up the bottle and held it in his hand for a long time. When she came out, she found the nightstand drawer empty. Wine, Jungkook, have you seen a white bottle? She asked. Jungkook could see the panic in her eyes, the tremble of her hands. Anxiety, wasn't it? Jungkook, I threw it away. He said calmly before taking a seat on the bed. Wine, I'm not joking. JK, neither am I. I threw it. You can't keep doing this. Wine, do you even understand what it was? Or would you throw something that belonged to me without my permission? Jungkook has never seen her like this worked up. She stood up nearly rushing out as if to visit a store this late at night just to grab herself new pills. Jungkook held her wrist. Why? Why are you doing this? Jungkook, if I ask for you to calm down for a few minutes and talk to me, will you do that? Her trembling had gotten worse. At this point, she was like an addict who needed her daily dose to survive. She seemed desperate to get her hands on the pills, and yet, while she stood there, despair appearing in her eyes, and how she nearly cried wanting to beg for the pills, yet gave in, just because she respected their relationship. Wine, okay. Jungkook, thank you. He meant it. Those words, he truly meant them. Wine took a seat on the bed and so Jungkook sat across her on the couch. Jungkook, please tell me why you are taking them. Wine, it's a long story. Jungkook, I'll listen. She told him everything, maybe because she really needed to leave. Wine, dad was alcoholic. I have an older brother, you know. Mom and dad used to be on good terms, but then dad's alcohol consumption got worse. They started to fight every night he came home after work. It was fine and bearable at first. Wine, it kept me awake at night. Their yells and angry fights just got the best of me. I started to flinch during random talks with my friends, started to wake up in the middle of the night hallucinating them, still fighting. Their screams would ring in my head. Wine, I started to lose my sleep. My anxiety started to get worse. Losing sleep wasn't a problem if it wasn't painful. The anxiety would kill me inside out, so I started to take sleeping pills. One pill per night until I couldn't sleep with it. Jungkook, one pill converted to two, then three, and now four. She hummed. JK, how long are you planning to keep this up? She stayed quiet. He sighed. Jungkook, let me change the question. Will you let me help you get over this? Her gaze trembled when she made an eye contact with his, eyes slightly wide in disbelief. Why would you do something like that? Why? Her own older brother left. Why would anyone want to help her? JK, I'm your husband, Wine. It makes us a family, stronger than any board out there. Wine, I really want to take the pills. I can't take this. Jungkook, aren't those sleeping pills? You don't need them if you just don't sleep. Wine, what are you talking about? I need to sleep. JK, you don't. Your body is trembling with the need. They are not only for your sleep at this point. You've just instilled in your brain that if you don't take them every night by 11 am, you can't sleep or worse, your anxiety will return. Even worse, you can't survive. Wine, it's the case. Jungkook shifted on the bed beside her. His voice remained calm throughout the entire time. JK, can I hold you? She nodded, although she was flustered. He held her arms and made her lay. She flinched at the mere thought of lying in bed without pills. But when he slipped in the bed beside her too close to her that his arm was under her head and the other above her body, she felt oddly better. JK, you're scared of being alone the whole night. It's a simple fact that night is to sleep. And the thought of staying in bed, tossing and turning, unable to do that, is what scares you, beside your anxiety due to past traumas. Jungkook, you don't have to be scared. If you can't sleep, then don't. No one is going to question you for that. Her body has stopped trembling as much as it was before. Ah, she didn't have to force herself to sleep. Was that it? She held on to his shirt. At first, she felt better having a company. Someone to tell her those soft and calm words, but then an hour passed by, then another, and it started to eat her again. She started to toss and turn. But she didn't realize something. Her body wasn't screaming at her for the pills anymore. She still wanted them, but it was bearable. Yes, she didn't need to force herself to sleep. When the clock hit 1 a.m., he pushed the blanket back. Come on, he said. Wine. What? Where? JK, to the kitchen. Let's cook something. Wine. At this hour? You'll lose your abs like that. It was a small attempt at humor. It clearly made the air feel lighter around them. Jungkook moved up to his elbows. Jungkook, so you have seen them. Wine. You're the one who walks around shirtless after every shower. JK, that's a very perverted thing to say. Wine. Hey, don't throw that at me. And didn't you say you were my husband? Jungkook, exactly. You get the premium membership. You want to see them now? He held his shirt about to pull it up, only to have his hand slapped by Wine before she sprung up, getting off the bed immediately. Wine, who is pervert now? And I am hungry too. She grabbed her robe, putting it on, and instantly rushed out. Jungkook smiled calmly and followed her, as long as she was distracted, and he found her super adorable being worked up like that, with those red cheeks and flustered eyes. They ended up fighting. He wanted pasta and she wanted pancakes. Jungkook offered making both, but she would just mess up his ingredients, not letting him make pasta at all. Then he did the same, messed up the flour when she grabbed it. After fighting for like 15 minutes like toddlers, they decided to do rock, paper, scissors. Wine won, and so the dish tonight was going to be pancakes. After making pancakes, both of them laughing at how badly her first one stuck to the pan, Flor dusted her robe. Syrup dripped on the counter, and for a while, the heaviness in her chest eased. She had completely forgotten about sleeping. When the plates were cleared, he suggested board games, some stupid games about cards called king cards she heard for the first time. Then there was chess, which got highly competitive, and then there was arm wrestling. She was the one who suggested arm wrestling. Which one with this? Jungkook smirking, Wine showing puppy eyes. Jungkook refusing, Wine blackmailing him pulling the wife card. Jungkook giving up, Wine winning. She stood up on the chair and did a little dance to celebrate her victory before they knew the night was over. The first light of the dawn was here. By the time they crawled back into the bed, neither of them slept. She didn't because she couldn't, and he didn't because he wouldn't leave her like that. Not after he took the responsibility and promised himself to be the man Vine never had. A man who is supposed to protect his family, not ruin it like her father did. The next day, she somehow convinced him to take a nap for a few hours. It took a lot of effort. She promised him she was fine and blackmailed him a lot until he finally agreed and slept. He was a normal being. He must have been sleepy whole night, yet he didn't let it show once. She didn't force him. Was he planning to stay awake and the next night as well? Who does that? While he slept, one made sure he wasn't disturbed at all, although her body trembled here and there. But that motivation of he's doing so much for you kept her going through it all. She never had a man to protect her. Not as she did, she couldn't feel him. The day passed by nicely. Once he woke up, they spent time together. Took a walk, he took her out at night for sightseeing. They walked to the bridge and visited a museum. Every time he noticed her trembling, her vision shifting, or any sort of distress, he would pull her close, provide her with his warmth, tease her, or whisper soft words. Any emotion, happiness, shyness, anger, butterflies, as long as it was bigger than her pain, as long as it overtook her anxiety, it was enough for now. It was night. He stayed up again. No cooking this time. They just laid there in the bed after a tiring day. It was Vine who crawled up in his arms at her own will tonight and held him so close and tight like he might just disappear. Jungkook softly moved his hand in his hair and caressed her. Vine, hey, tell me an interesting story. Something about your life? Jungkook, I once met a girl in high school. I saw her on the beach near the school. Vine, great. Talking about your high school love with your wife in her arms. Jungkook, she was older than me and she suddenly asked me if I was in any trouble because I was sitting there alone like some emotional teenager. Vine, and then you guys kissed or what? Jungkook, you're more excited about that lady than me. Anyways, I lied to her that it was because I was being made fun of at school for being single while everyone had a GF. Vine, so she agreed to be your girlfriend and then you guys kissed? Jungkook sighed. Jungkook, well, that, yes. She slapped his chest and moved all the way to the other corner of the bed. JK, weren't you excited about that part? Or were you just excited about hitting me? One, go away. Go sleep outside. You're just such a playboy getting a girlfriend just because of those lame reasons. I'm suddenly scared. She hugged her chest. Jungkook, however, stayed calm. A very playful smile appeared on his lips. Ziggy, I was lying though. Nothing like that happened. One. What? She looked dumbfounded and he just shrugged. Jake, that was fun. You should have seen your face. One. So you have a childish side to you as well. You always looked super serious though. She moved back in his arms all comfortably. Jake, your turn. Entertain me with some fun moments of your life. One. You won't believe me, mister, but I'm really good at blackmailing my husband. Jungkook sighed dramatically and Vine stuck her tongue out. Jake, so you have a childish side to you as well. You always look super scary though. Vine's expression softened up. The night passed by like this. They used no phone or watched no drama. It was just them talking, teasing, pulling each other's leg, and getting comfortable in each other's company. The night started to pass by like this. They started to feel nice. A time she started to look forward to instead of dreading or fearing it. And then one night, while keeping her in his arms, he kissed her neck. A very soft kiss, then her jaw, and then her temple. It messed with her heartbeat, but that was the night when she slept. A very short sleep of 2 hours, but it was a progress. It was not forced. It wasn't without any pills. She slept while talking to him, looking the most peaceful he had ever seen her. When she woke up after 2 hours, he was awake, waiting for her, so she wouldn't be scared after waking up, so she wouldn't panic. He stayed awake. More nights passed by like this. She started to expect the kisses and always received them. During days, Jungkook would take her out for walks and visit places with not so loud or distracting lights. She needed peace and quiet, not another addiction, at least until she healed. For the first entire month, her body would tremble at the thought of sleeping pills. Shifting. Second month, there came times when she would completely forget about them. She would sleep a few hours every night as well. And starting third month, her head started to improve so much. Those dark circles under her eyes were getting better. Her bone like structure and fatigue started to disappear. She was much healthier now, much happier. It started to become easy for her to smile and laugh, to run around Jungkook making small or big demands. It started to feel okay to receive affection. It wasn't a crime, and she clearly started to believe in a healthy future with him. Wine started to fall for him. Well, wasn't it obvious? He saved her when she had no hope of survival, yet she respected him much more than she could ever love him. And Jungkook, he fell for her for the very first time he held her in his arms. Even with her awful health, destroyed mind, and trembling body, drug addiction, and extremely anxiety disorders, he fell for her. Throughout these months, Jungkook has stayed in contact with a psychologist as well, which guided him through the process of helping Ryan heal. Although it was nearly impossible to move on from such a deep trauma, Jungkook was there for her, and he was going to handle it like he did now, had the trauma hit her again. He promised himself that.